Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Amuka here, and I'm back with another special wedding planning video for you. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ormuka, and every Wednesday I post wedding planning content to help any of our future brides and our future grooms to plan that wedding on a budget without breaking the bank. If you are returning, thank you guys so much for coming back. I really love and appreciate every single one of you guys, and I hope I'm doing a good job giving you guys content and posting stuff consistently. Anyways, as you can see by today's video, we are going to be talking about the bridal party, either how to pick your bridesmaids, your groomsmen, and also if it is possible to not have a bridal party, and just overall like pros and cons when it comes to the bridal party. For any of you guys that are just seeing this type of content for the first time, I do have an entire playlist for wedding planning videos, so you guys please be sure to check that out if you enjoyed this one, and stay tuned. Let's talk about the bridal party. Let's get straight into today's video.
Would you join the journey, Amuka's journey?
Okay, so this video was actually requested from someone, and I actually never thought of this. So I'm excited to talk about this because honestly, the bridal party is, I don't want to say another stressor, but it could be. So the question I got asked is it necessary to have bridesmaids, groomsmen, and all of those stuff? No, it is not necessary. It is a choice. If you want to have bridesmaids and groomsmen, go for it. You have a bridal party. However, in this video, we're going to be discussing the pros and cons of not having bridesmaids and groomsmen, like a whole bridal party, and also how to choose them if you do decide you want to have a bridal party. Okay, so let's start with the fun part. What are the pros of not having a bridal party? From my experience, I did have a bridal party, and I learned a lot from having a bridal party, because not only did I have a bridal party for the white wedding, I kind of had a bridal party for the traditional wedding, and I had about 20 something Ashoibi ladies, so that was a lot. But yeah, so the pros for not having a bridal party. Number one, you definitely save on budget. If you are the type to give little gifts or do a bridesmaid's proposal, that is what I did. I'm gonna find some clips and insert it right here. I did a bridesmaid's proposal, and I basically proposed to all my girls with a gift. In the box it had like some goodies in there, just basically asking them to be a bridesmaid, and that costs money. So you will definitely save on a budget. For any of the brides that do carry on the responsibility of paying for hair and makeup, that is also something you save on, so that is a pro. Another pro, I would definitely say there is no drama. I'm not even saying drama in terms of just having people around, but with different personalities come different reactions to different things. You have so many personalities around, and some people's personalities just don't, you know, click. And as the bride, you probably are the neutral party because you're friends with all of them or family with all of them, and then some people are just meeting for the first time and they will not click, and boom, there's drama. So that's a pro. You will not have to deal with any drama. Another pro will be that the wedding is completely focused on the couple. When I say that, I mean that literally there's no introduction of bridal party. There's no worry about makeup being done, hair being done, all those stuff. So it is completely focused on the bride getting ready, getting pampered, getting all dolled up in the morning, only taking pictures of the bride and the groom. So it is completely focused on the couple, because when it's time to come into the wedding ceremony, you know the bride is already done, the groom is already done, because it's only one person that has to get ready. No one is really, you know, there to distract the couple and stuff like that. So focus mainly on the couple. Another pro, you will definitely save time on pictures. This just kind of piggybacks off the what I just said with only focusing on the couple. You will not have to take a million pictures of bridesmaids and groomsmen, and behind the scenes of bridesmaids getting ready, behind the scenes of groomsmen getting ready, all those stuff. It is just all about the couple. And if the bride is someone that, you know, is someone that gets ready quickly or has her makeup artist that is a quick makeup artist, or someone like me that did my makeup myself, you'll be done like that. Okay, another pro would be you don't have to introduce too many people. I feel like I keep saying pretty much the same thing, but you will not have to introduce too many people before the bride and the groom come in. It is just going to be the groom getting there, and maybe if you want to give your parents a special, you know, introduction, you can do that. But right after the groom comes, it's probably going to be the bride instead of the entire bridal party before the bride. Another pro, this is one that I actually really like, is it allows your friends and your family to just come and celebrate you. This is not having to have your friend running around to get your shoes, to do this, to do that. They can literally just come and attend and have fun. You don't have to worry about anybody's dress. You don't have to worry about, everybody have picked their things themselves, and they just come as a guest and just enjoy and celebrate and live in the moment. And that's actually a really great pro, because sometimes the people that are there, you know, your close friends and close family, they miss out on so much because they are so worried about making sure everything is perfect for you, not to be stressed, and they miss a bunch of stuff. So yeah. Another pro, this one is kind of funny, but it is actually very, 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 very true. Another pro is you do not have to worry about hurting anyone's feelings. I personally do not know if anyone's feelings were hurt during my wedding, but I will tell you that it is very possible to hurt people's feelings. Maybe you were close to somebody, like really close to someone, and they thought they were going to be the bridesmaid, not bridesmaid, sorry, maid of honor, but maybe you give it to like your sibling or something. You know, stuff like that can easily hurt people's feelings, and, you know, have people just feeling sad. Or maybe you only want 6 bridesmaids, and you have a friend that you're friends with, and maybe you guys just haven't spoken a while, and you've already picked your bridesmaids, and they're thinking to themselves like, oh, I thought we were friends, and how come I'm not in your bridal party, all that kind of stuff. But if you don't have a bridal party, you avoid all kinds of stress when it comes to hurting people's feelings. Okay, so those are all the pros that I can think of and that I researched about when it comes to not having a bridal party. But here are a few cons when it comes to not having a bridal party. They're not even a lot, they're just like 3 or 4. But basically, when you do not have a bridal party, you're kind of just by yourself. Like, I remember, you know, just some of the laughs, some of the in the morning, like, you know, just some commotion that's happening that's just like, oh, this is kind of something, when you think back, you remember it, and you're like, thank God I had my bridesmaids there. You will not have any help during, you know, when you're going to change. I mean, your friends could definitely come and help you, but, you know, bridesmaids know that that is their role. So if you don't have bridesmaids, groomsmen, you know, you're pretty much just on your own, because somebody is probably assuming like, oh, that's her closer friend, so that person will help her. Everyone is assuming that someone's gonna help, but no one does, and you're by yourself. Yeah, it's just like fun. I would say the cons, the only thing that's not good about not having a bridal party is just the fun in the morning. You have that one crazy friend that will bring the alcohol or bring something that is just crazy, you know. And yeah, so that's the only con I can really think about. If you're like, I definitely want to have a bridal party, here are a few things that might happen that I also had to learn from my experience. Sometimes you might think you're gonna get help from people, and they do not help you, like with changing or with packing your clothes or with just being organized and stuff. So that might be something you might end up dealing with. So that's a con for having a bridal party. Another thing will definitely be, I don't know if I want to say this or not, but another thing will be you kind of unfortunately find out who people really are. You know, that is a con. You know, you might think to yourself that this is my favorite person in the whole world, and they feel the same way about me, and you know, you've given that person a role to play and to celebrate you and to be happy with you. But unfortunately, maybe, you know, it's just hard for the person to see you grow. I don't want to call it jealousy or envy, but you never know. People are also going through their own things in life, and that day you just pretty much find out the true colors of people that you thought were your friends. So that is a con for having a bridal party, because who wants to find, I mean, it's good to find those things out earlier, so, you know, but who wants to find out that their friend cannot be happy for them, you know? So that is a con of having a bridal party. All right, so those are like some pros and cons of not having a bridal party and having a bridal party. But now for anyone that is trying to have a bridal party and you're thinking to yourself, how do I even pick the person to be a part of my, you know, bridesmaids? How do I pick the person that's going to be in my groomsmen? How do I pick? I have 1,000,001 friends, but I can only pick 6, 7, 8. It's up to you. You can have only 3, you can have 4. I don't think there's a set number of bridesmaids. For me, the only thing I was worried about when it came to my number, I hate odd numbers, so I wanted it to be even, so that there's like 4 people here, 4 people here when it comes to pictures. But even when I had tried to do that, it still kind of was off balance because my sister in the Navy didn't come. Thanks, Navy. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for that, but yeah, my sister in the Navy couldn't make it, so my numbers were thrown off, but that's okay. You can pick as many people, as little people as you want. It is up to you, but let's go into things that you should consider when picking your bridal party. Some of the things that I considered was availability. If you know you have a friend that is super busy, probably has kids, probably just got a new job, probably is really busy, or is like someone that, you know, when you try to call them or text them, they're always doing one thing or the other. There's nothing wrong with that. That is their life. But if you know that this person is not available and they might not be reliable, you shouldn't pick them. So it becomes something like if they're available. And if you do pick them because of how close you guys are, you know, you have to express to them like, look, you know, I will need you for this, this, and this, and share the roles and responsibilities of what a bridesmaid or a groomsman has to do, you know, for your special day. Proximity. This is something I considered, but you know, I'm only talking about this because of COVID. Traveling is a lot harder now, or well, it was when I was having my wedding. But if you have someone that lives in a different country, different state, definitely think about proximity, just in case their flight gets canceled, just in case, you know, they have to do so much screening for COVID or something can happen. So if they are not close by, it becomes much harder for them to, you know, 100% be there for your wedding. So that is something to consider when picking your bridesmaid. Okay, this is something I considered. It is a personal preference for you, but one thing that I definitely took into consideration is children. My wedding was no children zone. I said, everyone, you know, this is an adults only party, so please keep your children at home. Not because I don't like kids, I love children, but at the same time, you know, I want the parents to have a night out for themselves. And also, selfishly, I did not want to be saying my vows and then I hear a kid crying in the back, because it'll draw everyone's attention to the back. The cameraman, the microphone might pick up the child crying in the back. And I've spent money for this special day. So I was not trying to deal with that. I took into consideration all my friends, all my new moms out there that just had a baby and they're adjusting to that new phase in their life. I specifically asked those people in my bridal party that had children, like some of them had children and their child is maybe like older than 2 or 2 years old, and with that you kind of already started to adjust to having a child. So it was much easier for them, you know, to just be like, oh, you know, they have a routine with their children, so it's easy to be like, oh, my husband watched them while I come for dance rehearsal or do all that kind of stuff. But for new moms, like anyone that just had a baby within that year, I was very, very, you know, I was just a little bit like nervous to pick them, or anyone that was pregnant or anything, because I didn't want a situation where it'll be too hard for them and I'm asking for too much. That is something you can consider, but that is definitely something I took into consideration, because if I just had a child, I would definitely love for someone to think about me and be like, oh, you know, I can't be asking her to come for dance rehearsal and come for this and come for that and come for this. You know, she just had a baby, so let her figure out her life. Another thing you need to consider is the relationship you have with the person. Is this person just your friend that you met recently? Has this been your friend for years? Is this your cousin, your sibling? Why is this person eligible to be in your bridal party? You know, so for me, I definitely considered people that I've been friends with for years, my siblings, to cut out all the wahala, like all the stress with you know, friends. I started with my sisters. What I did was, based on the relationships, was like siblings, blood, you know, y'all are in there whether you want to be or not. So unfortunately, like I said, my sister in the Navy couldn't make it, but she was part of it. My sisters are twins, so they were both the maid of honors. My brother, he was walking me down the aisle, so he was not in it. And then after that, I go to friends that I've been super close with, that I've been planning the whole wedding with, before friends to in-laws, you know. So I started basically with family, so that there's no stress with like friends, you know. The last thing to consider would definitely be the person's willingness. When you do ask them, see how willing they are to, you know, it's just, you know, a couple days that the person has to sacrifice their time for you, you know, and celebrate you. See how willing they are. Not everyone is willing to, you know, sacrifice their time and all that stuff to celebrate you, and that's unfortunate, but you have to see the person's willingness. So that is something to definitely consider. But if you are thinking to yourself, like, how do I involve people without having to them in the bridal party? You can definitely, you know, give them other stuff to do, other roles, like, oh, you know, you can walk me in at this time, or you can dance with me at this time, or you can do something that kind of involves them. For me, what I did was, I did not want the wedding, the white wedding, to have too many bridesmaids and groomsmen. So what I did was had a lot of ashoibi ladies, which is also like bridesmaids, for the traditional. And that got all my friends, all my cousins, all my family involved without having every single person be a bridesmaid. Anyways, that is all the information I have for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was educational. I hope this helps you, you know, figure out if you want a bridal party, if you do not want a bridal party, if you are struggling to choose bridesmaids and groomsmen or whatever. Hopefully this video kind of helped you narrow everything down. Anyways, that is all. That's what I have for you guys today. And just a side note, if you guys like this look that I created, you know, I post makeup videos on Monday, so definitely stay tuned to see this look. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for always coming back, and I hope you enjoyed this. If I left anything out, leave it in the comments down below. Let's discuss, let's figure this out, and let's go ahead and pick our bridesmaids, our groomsmen, and plan this wedding like a pro. Anyway, I'm your girl Amuka. Stay blessed and not stressed, and I am out.
Would you join? Would you join the journey? Amuka's journey.